It's been a while, everybody. I hope that you guys are having a good day. Let's crack into some Sculk sensor logic. We actually have a new idea for it's kind of SculkNet, but I think SculkNet has officially expanded into applications with computers because this also will apply into JRSC, Journey to a Redstone Computer. And it's only this top bit is a queryable memory system for logic systems. This is just a proof of concept, not an actual like full-blown design. I do have some concepts for improvement that you'll have to wait till the end of the video, but let's hop right to it. I guess I should start by saying a big thanks to Helix2, who's a member of the ProCraft Productions community. He helped me actually discuss through this and think through this for a good while. We're gonna start with the input line. This is just your regular input line, except for the fact that whatever you want to query, so whenever you want to send a pulse down to a logic unit, which is the stuff down here, you're just gonna put a trapdoor on it and just make sure that you don't have a repeater. So if you were doing this for a larger circuit, I might say for every other one of these, just go ahead and put a repeater down. That way you're never missing one. It's always better to have a redundant repeater in a couple locations than to randomly lose signal strength for some reason. Talk about what the memory is stored as. So the memory is stored as basically whether or not you have wool here. So this wool will say, oh, hey, you want data, or you want this to send a 1 or a 0. So let's say that I wanted this Sculk sensor here to send a pulse down on line 1 here. Then I'll press my button. And then this block swapper, which was designed by none other than Ilmango, will swap the blocks. And then whenever we flip our lever up here, then, well, you probably didn't see it, but, oh, yes, there we go. Yeah. If you saw that there was this pulse extension. And that basically just allows for any pulse that happens. Anytime that this line up here changes state, it will send that update, which makes it really powerful for whenever you're maybe like checking for if something updated during the block swap process, like right here. Really, your memory is 100% contained within this block swapper, and then the Sculk sensor checks the memory for you. So we have the memory units, then we have the Sculk sensor core, which is essentially just this giant plus. You really don't need, I don't think you need the center wool, but I like it with it. It's just a black cross essentially. With this line, I have it extended out because you can add more modules. So this right now is set up for 4. You could easily make it 8 by just doubling the design, and then you would have to like widen and fan out things. It would probably be better for this, the one I have here, to just add it on the back and then add the lines going outward. All of your left bits will be on the left side, and then they will go from the outside in, from back to front of wherever your output is going to be. And then the same for the right. You're going to go from the very far last bit to the very inward middle bit. And I always suggest use a multiple of 2 whenever you're messing with binary, just as a general rule of thumb. Then we take the output from it. Now, right now, I do have it. This was originally designed for FPGA stuff and had a bunch of pistons underneath. You don't need this wool here. I just had it here. But as an example of how I'm querying it, I'm sending a pulse from the Sculk sensor, which you could take a direct line from, I believe. And then I send it through the repeaters into this, because it is on a 1 tick pulse. I wanted to extend that to about 10 ticks, which is about the same as a button press, which ironically this comparator circuit here, which I've never seen before, but we stumbled across it yesterday. We're just fiddling around, me and Helix, and we just kind of slapped this together. That's how this is designed. Let's go ahead and go through a quick tutorial on how to build this block swapper, because that's really the main component of it. So we'll start with just this cross-sectional. So what you're going to want to do, place this observer here. This is going to be where you take your button input. Always put the button on first because you don't want it randomly ticking. Put one observer on the top and bottom here, and then add some redstone lamps on either side, and add observers going off of those. You do want the redstone lamps because I found that if you don't have the 2 pulses with each time, it does not activate the piston properly. Then you'll do a piston here, and a piston here, and a piston here. And then you just place, you have to, if you're doing it this way, you want one block on the bottom, and then your other block on the top. So I have a lamp and then one of these. And then we could just quick swap it. And somehow that, I see why he might have used pistons. Oh wait, no? That's so weird. But if I press this one, oh, okay, it just still allows you to block swap. Ha! That's cool. Okay. I haven't tried tiling these yet all the way. Because I did. Well, no, I did it down there. Never mind. I do have some ideas for improvement, and that's the next stage of this video. So if you're like, oh, I'm not interested in this, I guess you've already left. But if you're not, thank you for watching. Maybe subscribe. I don't know. Or look at my Twitch or Twitter or all that fun jimmy jazz. Why am I going on a tangent? I do not know, I could say. Okay. After that conniption. So, we have this design here. Now, you'll notice that we do have this piston, but because of how these are designed, you could set these side by side, which right now, essentially, you have 2 bits of memory in a 9-block wide space that has to be 2 blocks deep. I believe with this design, so essentially, per piece of memory, you have a 2 by 9 for 2 bits. So 2 by 9 is what, 18, and then for 2 bits, so you're gonna be basically doing 9 blocks for per piece of memory. I think that this might be able to reduce it down to a 5-block wide space for 1 piece of memory, but it may require an increase in space above or below, as this does have the 2 blocks above, although you could make it to where you could have your right lines. Ooh. We might be able to do something with it. It would also allow for very easy registers if you wanted to do like 8-block wide registers and then had all the Sculk sensors just basically activate off of a single belt. So that might be another video where I try to build that design. That's coming out in the very near future. This is a very interesting concept, and I'm very glad to have discovered it yet very recently in the week. I also will add a huge note and a big thank you to the members, to the comments that have sent out suggestions. I know there was one from Jonathan Wood, or Ward, something like that. And he did mention something about a Sculk sensor memory thing, and this is actually what sparked the idea. His original concept didn't quite work out, but it did start building up to this process, and adding in the timer feature that he was talking about, we could be able to make it to where it's read-write capable very easily, as well as clock capabilities for things like D-latches. So yes, I have been thinking about it. Helix 2 has been thinking about it, and we are going to be working towards bigger, better soft stuff. I kind of realized recently y'all don't care for the content I've been making, which has been my survival series, and I've spent hours and hours and hours and hours on that rather than this. And another thing is, by the time this video comes out, I will be starting school within the next 24 to 72 hours. So videos might slow down a little bit. They might change direction because I'm taking weird classes like VHDL and artificial intelligence applications in cybersecurity. So if you're curious about those topics, leave a comment down below. I would love to share my knowledge with y'all. That's something I've always loved to do. I always love to teach, and I'm very thankful for the people who have followed or subscribed so far. We're getting really close to 75 subscribers, and I would love to get to 100 by the end of the year. If we do get to 100, we might be talking about getting a Discord up so we can all just talk and discuss and grow this community, because this definitely was a community idea. This was not mine 100% originally, like some of the ideas that come out of this for Sculknet. But I do hope that y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. This is Neighborlight signing out, and God bless y'all.